People are driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. The hiring process can be slow and overwhelming. Simplify hiring with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform. With over 350 million global monthly visitors according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. That's Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Terms and conditions apply.
Good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. And now, for your host, Kimberly McElmore.
All right. Hello, and welcome to a special edition of the WSBI podcast program. This evening, you will be spending moments with Lady K and
Mistah T.
And we also have a special guest with us this evening. We have Dr. Marsie Ross, who is the founder and CEO of Happy and Healthy Coaching. So we'll be getting back. We're going to be bringing her up here shortly. And then we will also be talking about, of course, we've got another great topic that we're going to be on this evening, which is going to be, what does it mean to be healthy? And then we're going to have a few fashion tips, of course, this evening. We're going to also go over our events for the month of October, right?
Yes.
All right. But before we get started and before we bring Dr. Marsie on, let's just do our quick introduction of who we are, so everybody has an idea of who Lady K is and who Mistah T is. Would you like to go first this evening, my dear?
Well, sure. You always extend the offer so soon, Lady K. I'm like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? I don't know.
Well, see, last week you let me go first. So, I mean, the least I could do is allow you to go first. I know you're such a gentleman. You know what?
I try to be.
I want you to share the world. I'm going to share my time with you, and you tell the listeners all about who you are.
All right. Well, hello, everybody out there in listener land. Hands up and down. Whoop, 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 whoop. Well, I am, of course, you can see that I'm a person of color. It doesn't rub off.
At least that's the last time I checked, right?
Last time I checked, it didn't rub off. Anyway, I'm here in the DC area, DMV. I'm loving life, enjoying everything that I do. I'm a doggy daddy, as I always usually say during most of our shows. And my doggy is in doggy punishment right now because he's been a bad boy. Oh. But I'll get into that in just a moment. Other than that, I am a professional, a working professional, and I'm also a healthcare professional dealing with your life for Zumba, Cycle, and Strong, and soon to be some other stuff. So with that, I teach at several area gyms, so you can find me maybe at your local gym, teaching you wonderful stuff and having a good time. We had a packed class last night. It was so awesome with Zumba. Absolutely. Yeah, and so that's what I do. I'm also the owner of Move with T LLC. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Look under Move with T LLC, and you'll find me and my wonderful logo. Cha-chung. And
Love it.
Right. And other than that, that's really, I guess, all to share about me just so far. And the dog is in punishment because he was a bad boy because he likes to eat paper towels.
So
yeah.
Well, my cat likes to lick paper towels. Believe it or not, have you ever heard of a cat enjoying napkins and paper towels. I've never heard that either, but we'll get back to that one.
I was like, I believe it because I have a dog that likes the same
I'm
thing, and
like,
he's into it.
that's craziness, right? Craziness.
So
All
that's enough about me. How about you, Lady K? What's
All
going
right.
on?
Well, just to tell everybody a little bit about myself. Like T says, I am Lady K. Actually, my name is Kimberly McLemore, and I am the CEO and founder of the Women's Small Business Initiative LLC. I'm also the CEO and founder of author Kimberly M. McLemore LLC, and obviously, what that means is that I am an author. I have two books out currently. One is memoir, Deception of the Heart, a real look into domestic violence. The other one is How to Be a Success by Just Being You. And I have a third one coming out very soon. So you guys all keep your eyes and ears open for that. And as far as with the small business initiative, it's really a online platform made available for women-owned businesses so they can share their resources. It is a free online platform. So, all the women that come on the show and all the other men as well, I truly invite you all to go online at the www.sbillc.ning. And just share your information. That's what it's for, because being in business, that's an important piece of what we do. And it's important to me because we're not here to reinvent the wheel. We're here to make things better, right?
That's right.
All right. But let's just move on because we got a lot of great things to talk about tonight. And I'm really excited that we have chosen this new platform so that people can actually see us live. They actually understand what we do behind the scenes, and it can also be listened to on the podcast side after the show is completed. So for those who are trying to get on iHeartRadio right now and Spotify, you will be able to listen in an hour because we can't upload it right now until we actually finish the show because we wanted to do this live and in a different format. So let's just move on. So let's talk about our topic of discussion. And then once we finish our topic of discussion, we're going to introduce our guest, Dr. Marsie Ross, and then we're going to actually have her chime in on that topic of discussion as well.
Sounds good. I'm into it.
All right. Sounds good. So, I always love it when you start out with the topic of discussion because you always seem to have a great spin on it.
You see me over here chuckling, right?
Forward, I'm like, let's just get to the point. But when you talk about things, it's really, I love to hear your thought process because you always have a great thought process in there, right?
Yes. I guess I do. I'm finding that out that I tend to over explain. But then I also set the story, set the scene.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh gosh. I guess I'm a storyteller. Didn't realize it, but I guess I am.
Do I have another author sitting next to me? Ooh, world, watch out.
Don't know.
Never know. I guess you need to come to my class.
I do need to go to your class. Wink, wink, wink,
wink, wink. There you go. All right. So our topic for tonight is what does it mean to be healthy? But it's more than just being healthy. A big part of it is, and how does it fit? How does this really fit into your life, right? So what is your thought process of what does it mean to be healthy?
Okay, so when I think about health, especially as my brand is involved with Move with T, yes, I speak mostly about physical wellness, but I also think about overall wellness. And actually, every Thursday on Instagram and Facebook, you can find a Thoughtful Thursday with T. Ding ding. Hashtag Thoughtful Thursdays with T. I actually posted something motivational to keep people going, to keep people interested in what's going on around them. Usually it's something that's personal to me or something I may have heard somebody say just along the way. So what I do with that is I find phrases. I don't go into a long story, but I find phrases and things that fit with whatever is going on either in my mind, really. Like I said, based on whatever I'm going through or whatever I know someone else is going through. And I try to make it personal. But of course, I hashtag it. Like today, it was about shining bright like a diamond. Somebody just a few days ago shared a message with me, and she was talking about being a diamond. But you said it doesn't matter how bad you cut me, I'll still come out bright like a diamond.
Right.
And so I found some things that kind of worked along that sentiment, and I posted that. And I said, "Thank you." He said, "You gave me my message for the week." So there's overall wellness out of fitness, emotional wellness, mental wellness, of course, also financial wellness. That's a big piece. People don't think about that, and
Mm-hmm.
some of us are journeying with that, trying to get our finances in order. For those of us like myself who are in our early 40s,
Right.
we want to make sure that when it's time to reach our grandparents' age, that the money that we thought we had that would last forever when we were 21 will last forever when we're 81. So
Right,
yeah.
right, and yeah, if that, with the way things are today. So,
Hmm.
that's the other thing. With life, and things are much more expensive, and
Hmm.
sometimes the amount of money does not cover what it used to. So
Hmm.
you have to be better prepared.
Hmm.
And that's why a lot of people are actually going through doing several streams lines of income.
Yes. Yes.
So it's no longer you could be on a job for 20, 30 years and you're safe. Those
Right.
days are over with. There is no more safety. No more safety net, should I say, versus it just being, are we safe?
Right.
So it is what it is, and it's a part of being, like I said, prepared. And I'll let you finish up before I dive into kind of some of my thought process of that.
Okay. All right. Well, just to wrap it up, like I said, for me, it's an overall wellness, and it's really about being happy where you are, happy how you are. Um, we tend to beat ourselves up sometimes when it comes to how we look. In the gym, I have so many students who are in the gym and they're working out, and they're like, "Oh, I haven't lost these last 10 pounds," and it's just like, well, how do you feel? Do you feel
Right.
good? Like,
Right.
stop getting wrapped up in those numbers when you're on the scale. Like, I gotta lose 10 pounds, and I've only lost 8 instead of 10, or 5 instead of 10. But you feel good. You feel happy. You look happy. Well, you know what? Well, then it's time for you just to exist in that space and be healthy. And
Mm-hmm.
the best thing of that, and I'll wrap it up. My best thing that I can say is with Weight Watchers with Queen Latifah, her campaign was, "I'm I'm a size healthy."
Right.
And that was the biggest thing, is just that no matter where you are, no matter what you look like, where you are is where you're happy. So just be happy with you where you are. So that's what it means to me to be healthy. Be well aware of where you are physically, emotionally, mentally, financially,
Mm-hmm.
and then be happy in that existence. If you know you need to do some work, do some work.
That's right.
So
Absolutely.
there you go.
Absolutely. Well, you wrapped it up actually very perfectly, because my thought process is a lot of the same when it comes to understanding what does it really mean to be healthy, to be happy. As women, we consistently have a tendency to want to beat ourselves up a lot more, because
Hmm.
we're being looked at in a lot of different ways, especially in society. And it was, at one point, it was never cute and sexy to have hips and legs and butts and and all that, and
Hmm.
thighs. And today, now everybody's trying to have that same look, but is it really healthy? Are you really
Hmm.
happy because you have that, and because society tells you it's okay? So
Hmm.
there's a lot of different things that come with that process. And I think that we as individuals have to truly find within ourselves what just makes us happy. And until you can understand that happiness, you're never going to really be able to fulfill everything else in your life that you need to fulfill, and your purpose and what God has brought us here to do. If everybody was meant to look the same and act the same and be the same, it would be easy. But it's not about being easy, right?
Right, right.
It's about living your journey and living it in the fullest, as the best that you can. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, but at the end of the day, you are who you are. And as long as you can learn to accept that, that's what makes it easier. Because believe me, it's the same for me. I think as when we go through this a lot more sometimes, simply because of the fact, like I said, we're being looked at a lot differently than the average person is. So that's kind of
Hmm.
my thought process of what it means to be healthy. Excuse me, and happy. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get me a little sip here because I have
Steelers.
this sinus thing going on.
I'm like, Steelers, Pittsburgh. It's not my team, but my other half would be very happy to see
Yes,
that
that's
mug.
right. That's
I'm
right.
like,
Excuse me.
mm.
Excuse me. Mm, I can feel it coming. But what we're going to do right now is that we got to bring our guest on because we have an expert who can tell us more about, excuse me, what it means to be happy and healthy. So, we're going to bring on Dr. Marsie Ross, who, like I said, who is the founder and CEO of the Happy and Healthy Coaching. And then when she comes on, I will give everybody a great quick synopsis of who she is, and then we're going to let her talk. How's that
Sound,
sound?
sounds good to me.
All right, here we go. We're going to bring on, here she
Hi,
is.
everybody.
Hey.
Yes. Hey. I've been loving hearing you guys talk. This is amazing. Great topic.
Thank you. Excuse me. All right, you guys, you please excuse me. I know I'm live. I have to keep the tea up here
No worries.
because
It's
the
life.
sinuses are killing me. But
They're draining.
before we go any further, Dr. Marcie Ross, I'm going to introduce the listeners and tell them just a little bit about you.
Awesome.
I'm so excited. And then we would like for you, and once I introduce you, I want you to talk a little bit about our conversation that we were having that you were listening to. So, for the listeners, let me introduce to you properly Dr. Marcie Ross, who is a healthcare professional. She is a mother and a wife. She works with women to help them integrate healthy habits, teaching restoration. You can repair relationships, build profitable businesses, and release unwanted weight that lasts a lifetime so they can live the healthy and happy life they deserve. So, welcome, Dr. Marcie
Thank
Ross.
you. Thank you,
Thank you
Lady
for.
T. Lady K.
Oh,
Was it Lady
Welcome.
K?
hey. It's
I
okay.
love
We
it.
look. I've been called worse. So
Right.
we
Lady
reverse
K
each
and
other's
Mr.
names
T.
all the time. So
We
it's
do.
quite
We
all
do.
right.
We do.
I'm
Mhm.
Dr. M then. I like the initials.
All right, Doctor. There you go. We got Dr. M in the house.
Dr.
Love it.
M.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, as you know, Dr. Marcie, I'm really excited to have you on. Dr. Marcie and I actually know each other. We've actually met through one of another event that we have that we've partnered with some other people through our program that we have called DMV Mastermind Group. And so I'm really excited to be able to have her actually on the show because Dr. Marcie is all about being happy and being healthy. So we obviously had a conversation before you came on because it's our topic for the evening, and it's about really understanding what does it mean to be healthy, and if you have that, how does it really fit in your life? But before you talk to me about that, could you tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself?
Yes, yes. So, as Kimberly mentioned, Lady K mentioned, I'm the founder of Healthy and Happy Coaching. And what I do is I really help women learn to embrace self care without guilt or apology. And I help them to do that so that they can thrive in their health, in their business, and in their relationships. Because we know that it really, all your happiness starts with you, right? We know that if you have um, yuckiness inside, you're going to be pouring that onto your business, onto your relationships, onto your children. And so I really help women take a step back and find the time and release the guilt that we often feel for
Mm-hmm.
taking care of ourselves first. So I really help women walk
Amen.
women through that so that they
Right.
can live the best life, right? We hear that all the time, live your best life. But for us, we really don't know what that is because we're so busy pouring outward that we don't pour inward.
Mhm.
Exactly. And like we were talking, just briefly earlier about how when you always ask the question of a person, how do you really feel? And 90% of the time, like you said, we always say, oh, we're
I'm
doing
fine.
fine. Everything is cool. We just have this
Mhm.
happy go lucky attitude and don't really sit back and take um the credit of saying, not everything is okay today. And but the key is I think a lot of it is because we don't know how to handle that and how will people respond to this when we say not everything is okay today. So tell me how you with the program and that you have for women, how do you reach inside of them to you know giving them the tips or whatever, how do you really reach inside them and make them say it's okay to stop saying you're okay
Right.
all
I
the time?
agree. I, one thing I think in terms of before the solution, I think I talk about the solution to that. Just talking about the problem, right? Society does not really embrace a woman not being okay. We're expected to be a boss, be the best mom, we're expected to show up and be at every event, be there, be everything to everybody, and not say we're tired, not be like, oh, I need to take care of me, or it's not really how being
Mhm.
a superwoman. We hear that all the time, I'm a superwoman. We embrace that. It's not really what it means to be a superwoman, right? To take care of
Right.
everything and everybody, be everything to everybody all the time. Being a superwoman is about unleashing your own superpower so that you can pour it onto the world. But it starts again with you, right?
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
that really is, I think,
Absolutely.
part of the problem, that society does not really allow us to take a day off, right? We're expected to
Right,
work
right.
hours.
And
The time of the
yeah, and like
woman. We're supposed to get it in.
exactly. And like you said, we're always feeling guilty when we do
Guilty.
decide. I've
Time and
even
guilt.
had to
Time. I don't have time, and
learn.
I feel guilty. Right. I hear
Right,
it all the
right.
time.
Right. And and then I've even had to learn to just take the time to say, you know what, I'm not doing this tonight. And I think I went through that kind of last night. I was talking to my son. I was like, you know what? I said, you're gonna be proud of your mom because she didn't go downstairs one time in her office. But then I felt guilty later on. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta do this and then I gotta
Yep.
do that, but it's just like I just felt like I needed to not have that same constant routine. I just wanted to get away just for that, even if it was only for a few hours, that moment, and just to do something else and not have to feel like, if you don't do business tonight, the world's not going to end tomorrow. And if it does, then it wasn't meant to be anyway, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
and
right.
and so what I do with women, I actually walk them through so that they can move from it being confrontational to conversational, right? Where you can be confident and feel guilt free for your self-care, so that when you are talking about, oh, I'm just taking care of me, it's not that way. It's not this
Right.
adversarial thing you're having with the world or with your family. It's something that's very peaceful, because it's a decision that you've made. It's something that you make a priority without the guilt or without the shame that's associated with it. So what
Mm-hmm.
I do is I help women, number one, define what their self-care is, because they think diet and exercise, right? Eat right, and I need to exercise more.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
just to
Mhm.
live. You got to do that just so you don't die. That's
Exactly.
basic.
I agree
Everybody
with
should be
that.
doing that. That really, now
Mm-hmm.
for me, working out is my self-care, because I have assertive personality. And so for me, I've identified that spin is my self-care. Spending time with my friends in my spin class, or taking a long walk with my dog, is my self-care. But I know that, right? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
also doing other things, like I'm taking a pottery class with no, not as a mom, not as a wife, not with my
Mm-hmm.
girlfriends. I don't know any of those people in there. I'm going as Marcy. I've
Right.
decided
Mhm.
that self-care is
Mhm.
releasing guilt and doing things that edify Marcy, not mommy, not wife, not CEO, me. Because I think about myself, right? 20 years, when the kids are gone and they're living their life and I'm sitting across from my husband, I still want to be interesting. If I had to
Exactly.
continue to evolve,
Yep.
I'm stuck back when at 2006 when we got married, right? If I stop
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
evolving,
Mm-hmm.
then what kind of conversations are we gonna have? I want to still
Mhm.
say, "Oh my gosh, I made this crazy looking pot in pottery class," or "I read this great book," or I want to be able to have a
Right.
conversation that's just not like, "Oh, the kids did this," or "Oh, I need to cook dinner," or "I need to clean the house." Who else am I going to be? So I help
Right.
them define their self care, right? So they
Mhm.
can rediscover themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's really it, right?
Yeah, I like that. And you're absolutely right. When you think about it, is that we wrap ourselves around our families so much that, like you said, the only identity that we end up having at the end of the day is, oh, it's all about the family and it's all about the kids. And then when they're grown, you're right. You look up, you're like, well, okay, well, what just happened? Now I've got to learn how to relive all over
Right.
again because there are no more children in the house because they're grown. And then the only two people left here are, of course, are the husband and wife. And then, of course, when some people have the tendency when there's grandkids that come back in, then they re-roll themselves back to where they used to be because they
Mhm.
forgot all about who they were.
Absolutely. And then your friend, I mean, life goes on, right? Your friends, you have to
Mm-hmm.
reconnect with them. You're missing gaps of their life. And so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I feel like we just saw each other last week. No, we haven't. There's a lot of catching up
Yeah.
we have to do. We
Mhm.
still get along, but I don't know you. I don't know you anymore. So,
Right.
so much time. So we lose that. So I really help them, number one, define it. And I do this in a three-step process. So the first thing I ask them to do is to just marinate on it, on what they think self-care is for
Mm-hmm.
themselves. So just
Mhm.
think about it. Just take some time. What that's doing is open your spirit up to get through that anxiety you start feeling when you think about self-care. Like, I mean, I get my hair and my nails done. Well, even if you do that, that's what, once every 2 or 3 weeks. So you only think about yourself every 2 or 3 weeks. It
Mm-hmm.
should be a
Mm-hmm.
daily thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
And
when you
that
start to
makes
get
sense.
outside of that box, okay,
Yes.
self-care, after I exercise, oh no, I get my nails done every week. So they start to think deeper when it comes to
Mhm.
who they are. And so
Mhm.
just think about it. And it may, I say, just may take a couple weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't pressure yourself, but it allows your spirit to just start thinking about bringing it in, right?
Right.
Bringing some love back in. And so after they've thought about it, I ask them to write it down. It's almost like a bucket list. So you think about, oh, I've always wanted to learn how to skydive, or I wanted
Right.
to learn how to knit. Let me tell you about my story with knitting. So my grandmother knitted, and I thought, oh, that was on my list.
Mhm.
That when I started knitting, my heart started palpitating. I was like, I don't like this, because I hadn't learned how to be passive. I'm an
Right.
active
Right.
person. So like sitting down reading a book, sitting down knitting, even the
Mhm.
pottery class has been a challenge for me because I
Mm.
like to be active. I didn't know that. I knew that about myself, but I didn't realize that that was going to kind of be uncomfortable for me. So it's
Wow.
been fun for me to discover the passive side of myself, the
Mhm.
passive self-care part of myself. So I haven't gone back to knitting, but I did take the pottery. I am taking this pottery class.
Right.
So I
Right.
asked them to write down a list. Think about some things that you like to do. It can include, oh, starting a book club with my friends. I've always wanted to
Mhm.
do that. Or I always wanted to start a walking group with my friends. It can include other people, but it's something that you want to do that's separate from your hats. I call women the Mad Hatters. And so
Mm-hmm.
what are you
Right.
doing for you that does not really serve other people but serves yourself? Which is so
Mm.
uncomfortable for us. Oh my gosh. We
Well,
serve in the church, we serve in the house, we serve in the workplace, we serve in the classrooms, we serve in the bedrooms, right? We serve
You're
other
right.
people,
Right.
but
Right.
serving ourselves is, oof,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard.
But
yeah.
because that's how we've been raised, and when we from the time we have been brought in the world, that's what we have been told, that you as a woman are here to serve. They don't have to say it. It's just
Yeah.
we're being raised that
Yep.
everything we do is about putting everybody else first. So it's really hard to let go of that if you've been raised that way for, let's say, just say 20 years, before you start to get on your own and start realizing that you are a human being and that you can do things on your own. It's like starting all over. But then, like you said, 90% of the time when you get married, you go right back into that same regression of what you've done, because that's how you've seen your family. Your parents were like that when you were coming up. And then, you go into the same thing of, oh, I just want to have this beautiful white picket fence and a family, and I want to raise my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I was that person
So was
when
I.
I could remember, growing up. That's all I ever cared about, was having that white picket fence and a family. Well, none of that ever happened.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: it has never been successful with having the other half. I
Yeah.
definitely have had more than one home, but that so-called dream that I wanted to have was having the family and have like, so obviously I've been married before, and obviously, yes, I have a child, and I've been able to have a family, but it was just all based on the things of how I really seen my family. And then as I've grown and matured and realized there's so much more of me that I've missed throughout the years, and I'm just learning to really delve into that more into my late 40s and now into my 50s.
Good for you. I think it's, as long as it's a process, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
process of discovery. And as long as you have the intention, it's all about the intention, setting the intention that self care is a part of my life. Self care is something that I embrace. Self care is something that I go after. I understand that my self care is what helps me thrive in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we think about it, we write about it, and then we affirm it. So I actually have them
Right.
look in the mirror and affirm it. It could be, my intention for self-care is to make it a priority. I am going to embrace self-care without guilt or apology. I am going to, so they're affirming this decision, right? They
Mhm.
poured in mentally, they wrote it down, they can see it visually, and now they're saying the words, they're putting the words in the world, right? And so
Right.
once you get there, that starts to tether you within yourself, where you start to live internally. And just like Tarek said, so many people are worrying about what they look like externally, right? What are the weight, the, you know, what are they presenting to the world? But they're not realizing that they really don't, they have an empty cup. So they keep
Mhm.
expecting to lose this weight when they haven't poured anything in. They're only pouring out
Right.
resentment, over being overwhelmed, being this. So it's very hard to expect your body to respond to you and release the weight. You know, it's almost like, it's just like, you know, it's like when you're depleted, you're in crisis mode. And it's the same way with your body. When your body is depleted, it's going to go into hold on to everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Right.
releasing anything because I need to hold on to whatever I have, whether it's,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's bad for us. And so I have them affirm it so that they can speak the words, so they can be comfortable saying the words and processing those feelings that come with this decision. And so once they do that, now they can have a conversation and not
Mhm.
approach it as a confrontation. It's
Right.
such a different feeling because you have poured self-love in. And so when you pour it back out, it's love, right? That's what
Yes.
you now have poured in. And so I'm all about filling your cup till it overflows. People hear me say that all the time. I fill my cup up till it overflows, and I feed my life from my overflow. I don't dip
Mm-hmm.
into my cup. As soon as my overflow is depleted, I can
Mhm.
feel it internally. It is a trigger inside of me. And I say, I know that I have moved away from my self-care. And so you
Mm.
learn to feel it inside. When you feel yourself up, and then when you feel yourself empty, it is a feeling you it's immediate. And you are no, it's not, it becomes a non-negotiable at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
so I'm so glad. Oh,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. T, I know you got some questions because T's. I can see
He
that
right.
look on his face.
He
Like
right.
he's ready.
I've
Come
been
on.
writing. I've been
Dive
I
right
listening
know. I
in.
got my
Dive
pen
right
because
too, Derek.
I hear
I'm ready.
so many. I hear so many things, and so of course I'm a male, so I'm a dude. I have XY chromosome, so uh, there's a lot that we covered, and the first thing that I wanted to hit on was something I learned. I was about 15, maybe 20 years ago. Was fine. Fine. People say that stands for feelings inside not expressed. We often talk to people about, hey, how are you? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. So everything you said, Dr. Marcy, I was like, oh, I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that. Because I hear that from people all the time. I'm fine. And you know that they're not fine. And I found when I tell people, I'm fine, I'm not really fine. What it is I'm just saying what they want to hear so I can go on about my day and then get out of my way and get out of my face. Um, and being a male, going back to that point, we're socialized totally differently than women are. And I tell some of my female friends about this all the time. There's one of my close friends all the time. She'll message and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't call you back." I'm like, that's always cool. I mean, it was 11 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night, or it was the weekend, and I wasn't expecting for you to call me back. I mean, you said you were doing something, and I always kind of check her and say, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to be sorry for not getting back with me. We discussed what we needed to talk about, or sometimes it's just it's a friendly call. We're having a check in, and so I was like, we were just, as a friend of mine used to say, bojangling. So we were just on the phone, just chit chatting and stuff. I mean, it's nothing big. So you didn't call me back, no big deal. You got stuff in your life that you need to prepare for, and I get it. And I make no excuses as a guy, and she knows this. As if you call me after a certain time and you don't get me, my phone is probably on the charger, and I'm signed out for the rest of the night. And I'll get back with you when I'm up and I'm moving into to the next day. Outside of an emergency, which even then I might not even catch it till the next day because I keep my phone on silent. And as a man, we don't have to make excuses for that. We don't have to apologize. We don't have to say anything. We say, "Oh, well, my phone was off," and that's it. But
That's
women
so
sometimes
true.
feel the need to apologize,
That's true.
and I'm like, you
So
don't have
true.
to do that. It's just you're in your space, you're living your life, and you want to move forward with what you're going to do.
We feel
So
guilty for she feels guilty or feels bad for not being available to you when you needed her.
Mm.
exactly,
So true.
exactly,
My husband
and
does the same thing. Oh, I didn't miss your call. What'd you need? You okay? I'm like,
right, and there's no need to do that. And
mhm.
even
He's
today,
very
when
straightforward with it.
even
Mm-hmm.
today when I was at work, my coordinator, she was like, "Oh, I feel off because I was late to work today, and I feel like I'm trying to catch up." And the whole day, you could sense her energy where she just felt like she's. I was like, "It's cool. We got this. You go catch your breath, get settled into your rhythm." And the whole, entire day, you say, "My husband's calling me, and somebody's calling me, and da 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 da." I'm like, "Chill. It's cool.
Yeah.
We got this. You trained us to do what we do, so
Mm-hmm.
you can go and chill and go catch your breath. Go to the bathroom. Take 5 minutes. Take 10 minutes. Take 15. Whatever. But however much
Mm-hmm.
you need. And I say all that to say that I remember what a pastor that I had years ago when I was living in North Carolina. Um, she had a sermon, and as a female, so this is very important. The sermon was based on the power of no. And for me as a Southerner, that was important. But I'm still able to take that message from like 15 years ago and bring it forward. And her biggest thing in the sermon was just that it's okay to say no. And you don't have to say anything else after that. If somebody asks you to do something and you don't want to do it, or you don't have time to do it, or you can't do it, you say no. You don't have to explain why you can't do it. If you come up with any reasons, you don't have to say, "Well, I can't do it, but I'll try to be there." I mean, it's just no. And as men, like I said, we exist in that. It's oftentimes women that have that problem with. I don't want to say problem, but really it
It's a
is a
problem.
problem
It
where
is a problem.
where they
Problem.
they often want to just kind of
We
Mm-hmm.
want
find
to.
a
We
reason to
feel
be
like we're
there.
supposed to be there. We're supposed to serve. My husband
Hmm
says no before he says yes. My sons will ask if they want. He's like no because he
I'll
says
say no
okay.
with a
Then he
quickness.
comes back. He says okay, I thought about it. We can do it. But he says no, no. I'm like they didn't even get the sentence out. He's like
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
mm.
I'll be like, you know what? No, I can't do it. And then I'm the same way. Well, I'll think about it. Like, you know what? I think I can fit that in my schedule once I sit down and look at my calendar. But I'm talking about all of that for Dr. Marcy. So I'm curious to know, in the power of saying no and overall health, I'm curious to know your worst challenge that you've encountered with an individual and your best challenge, like your most successful person. They might be the same person or they might be totally different. I'm curious to know what's your worst and your best and what you do in sharing what you do and trying to encourage people to be healthy.
So this is the challenge, and I'm sure you have both have experienced this. When you know someone needs your help, you know that you can help someone, and you know that they are struggling, right? But you cannot help someone until they are ready, right?
Yep.
You
Hmm
can't. If they are not
Absolutely.
at that place, there's nothing you
Absolutely.
can do. And so, what scares me most about that are the statistics, right?
hmm
1 in 3 women die from heart disease. Women in their 30s are dying from heart attacks. Stress. It is stress related, right? It
Mhm.
is significant. So, statistically, if you're out with your girlfriends and you look to your left and to your right, one of you guys statistically will die from heart disease. And
hmm
so, for me, I understand that it is dire for us to take a step back and to consider our health and our happiness. You look at the divorce rate, right? You look at so
Mhm.
many of the things that we're struggling with, businesses going out, like people going out of business, people not actually realizing their dreams. There is so much a consequence to not having self-care, but people are not making the connection.
hmm
So
Right.
I would say this: my biggest challenge is every woman that opts to DIY their health and happiness. Right? Oh, I'm
hmm
going to do it. Oh, oh, not taking it, making it, seeing the connection. Right? That's to me every time a woman does not call me or does not connect with another person who is helping them in this area, or seeing that they can't build a business with unhealthy insides, whether it's
That's
mentally, physically, or emotional. Right?
mhm.
Emotionally, you can't,
hmm
you're not going to be successful, and that's just not long term, right? So
hmm
every time a woman neglects to put their health first, to me is a loss, right? Not for me, but I take it as it was an opportunity for them to, I guess, come to the light. I was there, yeah, and I'm a pharmacist for almost 20 years, right?
Wow.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
let
Wow.
guilt
Yeah.
stop me from, and knowing the numbers, knowing it, right? I let guilt stop me from stepping away from my family to spend time with my girlfriends or go to the gym. And it really put a lot of pressure on my marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we end up going to counseling, and I end up seeing that, wow, I was full of resentment because I had basically donated my whole life to work and family and bills, and that
Mm-hmm.
I had lost myself. And so seeing this, my return to Marcy, that's so, it's tangible. People see me, strangers. I was in the airport today. Hi, like people are drawn to me. And I know it's because of what I radiate out of me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Knowing that what I
Right.
have poured inside myself is not my family or my self-care. I didn't have to choose. It's not a choice. It's not like, oh, if I take care of me, that means I'm not taking care of them. Because I
Right.
take care of me, I am the best. I say I'm a dope mom. I'm a great wife. I have thriving businesses because of self-care. And
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
so I would say that in terms of my biggest challenge is really, I I will never convince a woman for my services or see the benefit in this, right? But knowing a woman, or having a conversation with them, and they opt not to move forward is always sad for me, especially when I hear their story. I hear them talk about struggling with their marriage, or I hear
Mm-hmm.
them talk about the weight or anxiety. I hear them say it, and they just feel like, what I'm just going to try to eat right and exercise. I got back on my meal plan, and
Right.
have them
It wasn't
see
Mm-hmm.
gonna
that
be the
they're
answer.
missing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of my biggest success is, um, one of my clients who suffered from anxiety because of putting so much pressure on herself at work and to be a great wife, and she had elevated her expectation to that unrealistic superwoman expectation, and to be able to walk her through, number one, admitting that, right? Because that's hard too. Admitting that we have we have subscribed to this fantasy superwoman, right? That
Yep.
we are almost set ourselves up for failure. So to rethink who she wants to be in the world. Oh, it's a puppy.
Sorry. Yeah, that's Pepper. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Pepper, this is Pepper.
Hey, Pepper. Pepper. Hi,
That,
Pepper had to come hang out with us. He has to be part
yeah.
of the show. We knew that was going to happen
Yeah.
eventually, right?
Pepper's
Eventually.
like, what y'all talking about up there?
There,
Um,
there's a thunderstorm outside, and
Oh,
just lightning,
scared.
so he's scared.
I
So,
love it. Hey, Pepper.
Pepper, they talking to you. You see him?
Yeah.
Right there.
We have another special guest, everybody. We
Right,
have
Oh
another
yeah.
special
Pepper.
guest,
I love it.
Pepper.
I
Live
love it.
who gets to live the life of not having to do
Oh my
anything but walk around and be cute. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Dr. Marcy. Go.
No worries. No worries at all.
I was trying to be discreet with it.
Yeah, not so much. But this person, I love it. So this person had
gosh.
anxiety, and she had a lot of things. And by the time we finished even a 6-week course, she was able to be medication free. She's able to, reconnect with her husband. She's able
Mhm.
to thrive on her job because she now was centered in herself, and not like, she was tethered in herself instead of flying around. Oh, I'm trying to do this. I'm going to do this. Like you said, we run around here like the
Mm-hmm.
person at work. We're like, oh, we got to do
Mm-hmm.
this. Who can I help? Who needs me? Who am I letting down?
Right.
Right.
Who am I
Right.
Right.
failing? I'm failing. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss it. I'm not doing my job.
Mhm.
You become tethered within yourself, and you're so much more grounded, so that you can present a more intentional person in the world. It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing like it. And so to watch another woman, every time I watch another woman go through this process, and watch her blossom, it's awesome. It really is. It's my jam. I say women's health is my jam. It gives me life. I love it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. We have a couple more questions and then we're going to have to continue on.
Okay.
Uh, the one thing I wanted, excuse me, if I can get past this,
It's okay.
excuse me. Um, First of all, what advice would you give a woman who wants to come into business?
Good
Oh, I'm
question.
not a business coach, but I do think to know, it's important to know your why, right? I think knowing your why is the center of everything. Because when you know your why, you know why you respond a certain way. You know why you are going after this business, and you just think, "Oh, this is a quick money maker." Are you prepared internally? Are you prepared? Because you have to be healthy and happy in order to have a business. You really do, because being an entrepreneur is hard. It's some
Yes.
hard work. It's like
Absolutely.
Yes.
you are it's the most challenging and grueling thing. And when you are not again tethered in yourself, there's so many, oh, you need this app, you need this tool, you need this drip, this funnel, you need the website, you will get so overwhelmed if you are living externally. But
Mm-hmm.
when you are grounded in yourself, you make more solid decisions. You also
Mm-hmm.
can seek help, because I'll ask for help in a second, because it doesn't say I'm okay revealing what I don't know. I'm not an expert. Like I said, first thing I said is I'm not a business coach. So, I can't speak to that. But as an entrepreneur, I can say I knew I was intentional. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
fall for just anything. I'll ask a lot of questions before I move forward on signing up, on trying to, it's so many things on social media. They're trying to sell, oh, be a millionaire in 90 days, six
Right.
figures in 90 days.
Right.
You'll
They're like,
fall for a lot of
really?
things. Yeah. You'll
I
fall
look
for
at
a
that with
lot
a
of things
side
that,
eye. I'm like, what?
Right.
Mm-mm.
that's
Mhm.
fishy, right? But
I like that face,
you
Dr.
become
Marcy.
prey.
I like
You
that
be
face.
prey, right?
Exactly.
You become prey very easy.
Right.
And so it's
Mm-hmm.
important. It's important.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's
All
what I
right.
would say. If,
Well, and I like that advice, but and I love the fact that, like you say, you're not trying to be the business coach. You're really trying to make people understand their self identity, their
Mm-hmm.
discovery of who they are, so they can be that better person no matter what it is that they're doing, whether it's business, whether it is just being that housewife, or whether it's doing other multitude of many other things, just being that girlfriend. All those things that are important to us as women. I just think it's really great that you have taking on that challenge, because it is a challenge, because
Mm-hmm.
women, we all have our own mindsets. And so, being with that being said, it's got to be very difficult doing what you're doing. But I love the fact that you are the person that's out here helping all these women, because we absolutely need
Amen.
you. We're very
yeah.
Amen.
thankful.
And a lot of doors are opening. I appreciate the opportunity. I just came back last weekend from Leap Girl Leap, which is a branding summit. Sherilyn Bennett did it. And I applaud her because she added on, she's teaching women how to build and brand, whether they're existing business or they're trying to start a business. And she
Hmm.
added on a healthy leap. She had me in there to talk about your health as it relates to starting a business. So a lot more people are realizing that if you're not healthy, you can't build anything healthy. If you're not healthy within yourself, what are you expecting to build out in the
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
world?
Exactly.
And
And
so,
like you said, it's truly a mindset. And until that mind is prepared to make those moves, they're always going to be stagnated. So I absolutely agree with everything that you're talking about. And I love our topic conversation, but we're definitely going to have to come to the end. But before
okay.
you time off with us this evening, please tell our listeners and our live viewers how we can get a hold of you and how we can reach you. Where can we find you?
Yes, I love it. So I am everything Dr. Marcie, and it's DrMarsie, and that will come up for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You often find me on Facebook giving lives, or I give a lot of free tips on how to find your self care, how to embrace your self care. And so when you follow me on, especially Facebook, you'll be able to get a lot of free tips on there. You can
Mhm.
also email me at drmarcy at healthyandhappycoaching.com. I also offer free discovery calls. So I'd love to talk to women. We can talk for free. You can share, what are the things you're struggling with. I can, we always say, see if we're a good fit, because it is a journey together.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I pride
Right.
myself on being able to create a space where, women feel comfortable to share their vulnerabilities, because it's hard. We're winning women, and we don't like to say, share those dark things about ourselves. But I applaud myself for being able to create a safe space for women to share, and us to create this bond and go on this journey together. So I offer a 6-week intensive course I
Okay.
actually have a course starting next Sunday. I think that's the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. I actually only take a maximum of 7 women. Very
Mhm.
small,
Wow.
very intense, very
Wow.
intentional. So it's about women who are ready to move, ready for to release that guilt so they can thrive in the world. But then I also offer private coaching. So we walk hand in hand with it. So yeah.
All right. Well, again,
Okay.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
being on
having
with us
me.
tonight, and
Thank you.
I appreciate you, dealing with me and my coughing and my
No,
craziness over here and the dog. And
Right.
come as you are.
so much
Come
going
as
on
you
on this show.
That's
So
So
okay.
much going on. Oh,
Derek,
and
how's your hair? We
tag
got our
us.
hair right. How's
It's right. It's right. It's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's right.
you got to get that pat now. Everybody do the pat.
Everybody do the pat.
Mhm.
Beyonce said, "Pat your weave."
I bet
So,
you did.
but Dr. Marcy, when you
Yes,
post and you go live, be sure to tag us
I will.
because Kimberly and I both have an expansive network of friends, and we would love to at least be able to share whatever you're sharing with the people that
Absolutely.
know us and get them a connection with you.
I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
Thank you guys for having
Exactly.
me. Thank you so much. I applaud
Thank
you
you.
for
Thank
bringing healthy and
you.
happy to the forefront. Good job.
Thank you.
Take
Thanks,
care.
guys.
Good
Okay,
night.
bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All
All
right.
right. That was awesome. I
Yes.
love Dr. Marcy. Just love her, love her, love her. There was
Love her
so much
energy.
great, yes, and so much great so much great information that I really wanted us to maintain the conversation. That's why we went on longer than what we had planned. But I think what we just need to do now, because we are kind of getting close to the end of the
Mhm.
show, is that why don't we just dive right into the events, because we have so many great events to talk about. So let's just jump into what's going on this weekend.
This weekend, this weekend,
Yeah.
this weekend. Bum,
Yes,
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 bum, bum.
yes. As a matter of fact, I will be leaving tomorrow morning, heading to Atlanta, Georgia. I'm excited, and I'm glad the weather is going to be not crazy by then. So I'm really excited about that. And as everybody can see, that I will be heading to Atlanta to do a phenomenal book signing event. Right at a place called at Greenbrier Mall at a bookstore called the Madu Bookstore, which is the second largest African American owned bookstore in Atlanta. So that makes me extremely excited to get the opportunity to meet some wonderful people in Atlanta. I actually have a few people I know that are actually coming. I want to say hello to Dillis Victoria. I love her to death. She is coming all the way from Savannah, Georgia, to come and see me and meet me at the book signing. We've got a lot of other people from the Atlanta area that I'm going to be meeting through Tanja, who is my manager. So shout out to Tanja White and Tish Glover, who will
Shout
also be with
out,
me.
Tangent
Shout
Tish.
out. Whoop, 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 whoop. But we're going to
TNT, they
be
dynamite. TNT, they dynamite.
yeah, it's got too many T's running around in this group of ours. Way
You're
too
so
many, but
lucky. So lucky.
I know. So, but the better part about it is that, like I said, we're located at the Greenbrier Mall, which is at 2841 Greenbrier Parkway, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. We will be there Saturday, which is October the 13th. And that's from 2 to 5. So please make sure that you all come out and support it, this amazing book signing. I will be there. There will be other people there doing book signings, but I really would love to meet a lot of great people in the Atlanta area. And then that evening, I'm even more excited because during the evening, we will actually be also be attending a gala, and it's a masquerade gala. And the reason why it's really important for me is because this gala is actually focused on domestic violence awareness, and it's their third annual gala. So you can see right there on the screen. So I'm real excited about having the opportunity of being an actual special guest for this event. So for those who are still looking for tickets, I'm just trying to pull up real quickly the ad because I can't see that clip. All that up there on the screens. There's too much going on right now. So anyway, so it's the third annual Masquerade Gala for Domestic Violence fundraiser. It is actually like I said, held at the Dawn Event Center, which is at 3201 Industrial Parkway, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia. The tickets are still available on Eventbrite. The event is from 6 to 10 p.m. I want to say hello and a shout out to Tamara Charles, who is the CEO and founder of this organization. And like I said, we are actually going to be my team and I. They're coming. We're actually going to be her special guest. So I'm really looking forward to that event that evening. And like I said, so come on out and support us. If you're still looking for tickets, you want something to do, you want to do something that's worthwhile, please come to the Masquerade Ball as well. All right. And then the big thing, I'm gonna let you handle this one, T. I'm gonna let you handle it.
I think I got it. I think I got it.
Wait a minute. I'm pulling down the wrong thing.
I saw it. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Hold on. Let me take this one away. There we go.
There it is.
Yay! So what do we have going on next weekend?
In case y'all don't know, that's like the 70s, like regular, like shout out call. Move with T, myself, and the Women's Small Business Initiative, whose podcast you guys are listening to right now, are partnering together to do the purple and pink disco 70s throwback Zumba fundraiser. And it's also a community health fair. We're at Gold's Gym Elite Training Center in Woodbridge, Virginia at 13957 Jefferson Davis Highway, Woodbridge, Virginia 22191. The event is free to the public. We are accepting donations. Whether you have $1, $2, $3, $5, $6, $10, $20, $50, whatever you have, bring it with you. There is no requirement to how much you bring or how much you give. We do want you to be there, and not only be there, but we want you to bring somebody with you. At least bring somebody and tell them to bring somebody, because we want to pack out the place. So the event is free to the public. Once again, donations are accepted. The proceeds will actually be split 50% to Susan G. Komen for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the other 50% will go to a local shelter in Woodbridge, Virginia, for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So it's actually a domestic violence safe house. So we're not going to share the name of that to protect the innocent and those who are in transition, because we want to respect their transition at this point in time. But we're splitting the proceeds 50-50 between Breast Cancer Awareness and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence is purple, breast cancer is pink, and we're bringing them together to have a party for you.
Right. But the thing that's really exciting about it, and obviously for those who do know who I am, know that I am, as they consider, a domestic violence survivor. I don't particularly care for the word of being survivor, because I'm no longer a survivor. I am a hero. I'm a shero. I have been through all that a long time ago. So my focus is to teach women how to go beyond being a victim and learn how to get out of that mode and get away from that survivor mode and just move forward in their lives. So that's really what I'm all about. But I thought it was really important that we share this event together, because I think a lot of times that there's always just one focus, and there's a lot of other awareness programs going on through the month of October. But like I said, the domestic violence piece is very near and dear to my heart, as well as cancer awareness, whether it's breast cancer or any other type of cancer. So we really wanted to do this together. But we have a great lineup of instructors. T, of course, is going to be hitting it off and making things happen that afternoon. And T, you want to talk about the rest of the lineup?
I would love to, after I finish my dance. So yeah. I'm like,
look, we got to get in the 70s thing. What we do in the 70s? We got the robot and all that good stuff. So make sure y'all got your Afro wigs too. You can have that Afro. I gotta go find me one. Okay.
Shake it. And if you want a purple or a pink Afro, bring one of them too. So do it all the way up.
Right.
But it's myself, Anna, Anita Desai, Manny Carreras, and then we have the amazing Michelle Hunter of Hips Fitness, which stands for Helping Inspire People's Self-Confidence. she's got an amazing story to share as well, which she may or may not share with you guys. We have Socrates del Fuego of Spirit Fitness. He's an amazing, right out of Silver Spring. By the way, Michelle Hunter is out of Northern Virginia, so she's out of Woodbridge, Virginia, so she's local. And Socrates del Fuego is out of Silver Spring, so he's based out of there at Spotlight Studio. Shout out to them. And also, we have a Zumba jammer in the house, which is like
Yeah.
a really big deal. One of our
Yes.
Zumba jammers for the state of Virginia. We got Rita Cohen coming up, and her specialty is Afro beats, and she'll give you that 1, 2, cha cha cha, but she'll do it with the African rhythm. But she's awesome. So she does everything so well. It's just amazing. So we can't wait to party with you guys. I can't wait till you guys hear the warm up. I can't wait till y'all hear my breakdown. And when the cool down happens, y'all gonna be like, "Is it over yet?" I'm gonna say, "Yes, it's over. You gotta go home." So
Y'all get ready, prepared to work because we are going to be working it. So we're excited about next Saturday. So, like we said, it is a free event. All we're looking for are donations. It can be anywhere from $1, $3, $5, $10, whatever you can afford to give. Just know that the money that we are raising for this fundraiser is going to 2 very important causes in our community. And all we're really truly asking for people is to be a part of the community, get involved in something. If you're looking to truly help out, this would be a great opportunity to do so. So we're going to move on real quickly to the next event that I'm real excited about talking about here as well. And this next event is coming up on Saturday, October 27th. And this is going to be located in Easton, Pennsylvania. I will be doing a Write Your Story self-publishing workshop. I partnered up with Christy Joy Met, who is the founder and owner of the Joyful Self Wellness Center. And her wellness center is all about focusing with the woman as well. You know, I love the name of her business and her programs, because everything that she does, that every week there's some type of new program going on, whether it's Monday through Sunday, there's something going on that focuses with women and teaches them how to be healthy and happy as well. So, you know, please come out and support that. The actual self-publishing workshop itself is going to be 4 hours long, which is a long workshop. I'm going to be teaching the process of how to write, market, and publish your book as fast as you can. We can actually get it done within 90 days after you actually start writing the book. And that's a part of preparing everything from the beginning to the middle to the end. I'm going to teach you how that can be done. The fee for this is only $50. We still have tickets available. You can go to our Facebook page. It's at www.facebook.com events, of course, and the number is 199-8431 486-888-5798. So that is the Facebook number. You can look at any of my pages through WSBI Facebook page, or either the author Kimberly M. McLemore Facebook page, and you can find all this information. I'm posting consistently, even on my personal page. So if you're really truly interested, you can reach out to me personally, or look at any of the event page, and definitely you can go to Eventbrite. And so if you don't want to go to Facebook, go to Eventbrite, look for Write Your Story Self-Publishing Workshop, and we're located in East Pennsylvania. So if you missed the last one that was here in August, come on up there and hang out with us and learn something about becoming an author.
That's right.
Right.
I've got 2 quick events to share. They're actually taking place at the same location, and they're in conjunction with one another. If I can share those really quickly. Okay, so on Saturday, December 1st, so we're skipping November, we're going all the way into December. There's a free multicultural, free multicultural networking event going on at the River View at Occoquan. That's 9751 Ox Road in Lorton, Virginia, 22079. And so that's with Hips Fitness, which I spoke to you guys about previously. You can sell, market, network. There are going to be a host of local entrepreneurs and small business owners present. And the event is focused on showcasing all of the wonderful diversity that we have here in the DMV metropolitan area. And this is their 5th year actually hosting the event. So if you're a business, you can register today and become a part of the business owners within the network, and the attendees, as well as the community members. Also going on the same day at the same location, you guys heard me talk about Hips Fitness, helping inspire people's self-confidence with Michelle Hunter. She's having the Dance Fitness Experience DFX 2018. Both events are taking place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. once again at the Riverview at Occoquan, 9751 Ox Road, Lorton, Virginia 22079. Now, for the Dance Fitness event, there is a charge. I believe tickets, they're $10. I don't see where I have that note there. I'm looking for it, but I don't see it. So, I'm presuming that tickets are a minimum of $10 for that event. But anyway, wear your dance clothes. Wear your dance clothes. Bring your business cards. Come out, network, and then go in and dance and sweat it out. Have a good time. There's an amazing list of teams that are ready for the event. I know several of the teams that are part of that event. I was trying to get in myself, but it got filled up before I got my my reservation in, so my application in. So that's how popular it is. But
Wow.
just check it out. Like seriously, like it wasn't even at the deadline yet, and I went to put in my application, and she was like, "Oh, it's full now," and I was like, "Oh, darn." So, but I'll have tickets as well. So if you see me in class, I'll give you a ticket as long as you buy it from me. But it's going to be
That's kind of important, right? Kind of
right.
important.
You got to have your ticket. But literally, it's going to be standing room only. So you want to be there for the Dance Fitness Experience 2018, as well as the can't get my phone to go back over. There we go. But anyway, as well as the networking event, both taking place at the same location at 9751 Ox Road in Lorton, Virginia, on Saturday, December 1st at 10 a.m.
Yay. All right. So that's all our events for the month of October. We jumped right into December. As we come back on throughout the month, we will be continuing to bring more events. If you have an event that you would like for us to talk about, just send us a message on Facebook Messenger. We will read them. We will bring them. If you have a flyer you want me to promote, let me know. We'll pop that up as well. That's what the show is about. We hear about the local community and talk about what's going on within our communities. And like we said earlier, about being involved and being a part of, helping others soar and be successful. Just like that's what we do for each other. Is that we
exactly
help, live our dreams and continue to grow. Right.
That's right.
All right. Well, we are absolutely about 5 or 6 minutes over our show. We won't be doing the fashion tips tonight because we just don't have the time.
We didn't last week either. It was like,
yeah, but you know what? Next show we'll go ahead and dive right into it. Because fall is really now truly around the corner. Because they said this weekend and actually starting tomorrow, things are going to be much cooler. So we are back on the show later part of this month. We will be able to talk a little bit more about what we have coming up with the fashion tips and a few other things. So, I'm just really excited about what we're doing here on this show. The other things that we're not going to do is our moment of inspiration, because I think we were very inspired by our conversation earlier today about our topic of what does it mean to be healthy. And I think we all hit that with a home run. Dr. Marsie sent us a quick message saying thank you. She loved our show, and we really, truly appreciate you being on, Dr. Marsie. You were phenomenal, and as I already knew you would be. So, T, I hate ending the show this way, but I know we really need to kind of scoot on, mosey our little self.
Got to get on out of here.
Yeah, and I need to go and finish this.
Time.
Yeah, it's closing time. And I got to do a few more things. I got to get to bed really early tonight.
Yeah,
so
you got to be up early.
Yeah, it's going to be one of them early ones. So, but anyway, T, I love you as usual and enjoy having you and spending time with you on the show, Mr. T.
SIU, Lady K. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. But I guess until next time, you guys can find us on all social media platforms. You can look for Mr. T on Move with T. You can find me through WSBI, Women's Small Business Initiative, as well as author Kimberly M. McLemore anytime. But until next time, you all have a phenomenal evening. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. We will be back next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Follow us on Spreaker, www.spreaker.com/user/WSBI. View our new WSBI website anytime at www.wsbillc.com and on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram.